Hi, I'm Rob Hillis. I'm with NTS Tire Supply out of Redwood Falls, Minnesota. Today we're out on the Farm Fest grounds with this 8R410 tractor with 1100 LSW tires. Behind me is a Manure 7500 liquid manure hauler. Today we're going to demonstrate how on one side of the tractor we have tires deflated down to field pressure. We're driving 5 miles an hour applying this liquid manure, and on the other side of the tractor we have the tire pressure set to the highest level for going down the road. We're going to demonstrate the difference today on what we're seeing in tread pattern, footprint, and we'll talk a little bit about how this machine is going to be able to float over the ground, causing less compaction in the field. On this side of the machine, we have the LSW 1100 45/46 tires on here. We have these deflated down to approximately 11 PSI, or 11 pounds of pressure inside of these tires. You're going to notice on the bottom a much larger footprint. We have a full 4 bars of tread touching that ground. You're going to see we don't have a lot of bulge on the outside. This tire is actually a VF rated tire, and it's designed to be able to handle 40% more weight at the same pressure as a regular radial. On the other side of this tractor, we have that tire set at 35 PSI, which is the max pressure for that LSW tire. What that is meant to do is for going down the road to be able to handle the weight at the speed. It's also meant to suck the sidewalls of that tire up, so you have a very minimal amount of tire actually making contact with the pavement. What that's going to do is that's going to create less rolling resistance, which is going to make that tractor go down the road, taking less horsepower, less fuel. It's also going to really improve the handling of this machine when you're going at those higher speeds with this much weight behind the machine. Also, having that small contact patch with the middle of this LSW tire, you're going to see double the life of that tire because only a small portion of the middle of that tire is making contact with the road. Now we're going to go back to the liquid tanker and we're going to look at the Alliance tires that we have on there. So on this Manure 7500 Magnum liquid manure spreader, we have Alliance 35.5 32s. These are just a regular radial tire. We did the calculations, and to safely run this machine down the road at 30 plus miles an hour, we have to have 60 pounds of pressure in each one of these tires to be able to handle that kind of weight. We did calculate down when we're in the field and we're driving that 5 miles an hour now applicating, we can actually get down to 27 PSI. So if this customer would actually go with a BF rated tire, we could actually drop that another 40%. We'd actually be able to get this down into the lower teens for pounds of pressure. Even with the standard radial, you're going to be able to see a very large footprint here. We actually did measure this out earlier. We got roughly 40 inches of actual contact patch here by lowering these tires down. When we're in the field and we're applying this at 5 miles an hour and we're in soft dirt, being able to have that larger footprint is going to make this machine actually want to go over the ground, not want to dig down into it, which is going to solve a compaction issue that a lot of guys see when they're doing the custom liquid manure hauling. When we can soften these tires up, we're pushing over the ground, we're not digging down into it. We're going to see a longer tire wear by being able to do that, and then also being able to overinflate to go down the road. Being at that 60 PSI or even higher, the max pressures, again, we're going to see smaller contact patches on the road, which is going to make for longer tire life. By being able to overinflate, we're going to see this machine handle a lot easier. When we have almost 85,000 pounds on this machine going down the road, we want less rolling resistance. So we measured and took the actual footprint of the underinflated tire that we optimally want to run in the field versus the overinflated tire, which optimally we want to run on the road. We saw right around 24 inches of actual footprint going down the road with being overinflated versus 40 inches of footprint when you're actually in the field. So if you want to learn more about a central tire inflation system to be able to optimally run the ideal pressures for going down the road and then being able to deflate in the field, contact NTS Tire Supply out of Redwood Falls and talk to one of our specialists. Or you can go to the website ntstiresupply.com/CTIS.